Welcome back. You're still watching Nile Cruise. Human resource management aims to maximize employee performance in service of an employer's strategic objectives. HR is primarily concerned with the management of people within organizations, focusing on policies and on systems. HR departments are responsible for overseeing employee recruitment, training and development. And it's a product of the human relation movement of the early 20th century. We're going to be speaking more about the human resources from the eye of an HR management expert, Dr. Nadia Shafi. I'd like to thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Dr. Nadia, when you ask any person working in a company what they're working, he says, I'm an HR. So many people doesn't know what's a human resource department, what does it do, and its importance in any company.
This is, unfortunately, it is the reality. Unfortunately, when I say it is the reality, really, I feel very sad because luckily I used to work with multinational organizations, and the human resources, it's a very crucial function, very important function, and we have our road to impact organization. Currently, when I have the access with the local organization, and I discovered that we are nearly 90% still managing people under the personnel department function.
Yes.
You're absolutely right.
So what's the depth meaning behind the HR? It's not only about recruitment, it's not only about hiring and firing. There is a lot of meanings behind the HR. It's very pivotal for any organization. It sees the future. It provides help with resourcing for the future. So if you can shed some light on the meaning of HR itself.
Okay, let me take you to the global picture of the business, because when we talk about human resources, we talk about the people, and the people, they are doing the business. So currently the global challenges, which are all organizations facing, one of the global challenges, it's not my invention, you will find a big label that we are talent dependent. We are in this era talent dependent. What does it mean, talent dependent? It means that the market is our global, and the competition is very high. The product, more or less, it has to go within certain international standards in order to compete in the global market. So the only competitive edge which you will give it to the customer through the people. And this is why organizations, they realize that they have to develop and manage the word of manage people rightly. What do we mean by manage? I have a diversified team. You are coming from a culture different than the others, and you have a different value. The human resources set a policy, procedures, environment in order to manage all people to achieve one objective. This is the management. As for the development, it depends on discovering the talent, utilizing the talent, then development the talent. And it is a science. It is not something you do it without integration to business objective, without integration to the global business trends. It is a process and very much integrated. If you will do this, you will be able to cope with the global challenge. We are a talent dependent.
Yes, I really love that because, what you're saying is actually missing from a lot of organizations today, unfortunately. Speaking about government entities and speaking also about private companies, you mentioned three powerful words regarding the talents, and I strongly believe that talents, is the main provider for the impact. And you said discover the talent, it's a science by itself, and then utilizing it and then developing it. So it's like, working on certain aspects. We all remember one of the national banks doing this advertisement about if you're not really convinced with your job, how about like opening up your own business that is related to what you really want to do. And this is exactly, I think, what you're saying, is that if you understand the talent of your employee, you're going to be able to make him passionate about what he's doing, and you're going to be utilizing the talent like you mentioned.
I like very much that promotion and awareness, because I said, oh my God, we are matching with the global trends, that we start encouraging people. Please, it is not anymore the job, the government post and the annual and the monthly salary. It is your interest. You have to start using your evaluating your interest,
yes,
and then assess your strengths and do your business. Why not? The whole world nowadays, the SMEs, entrepreneur, it consists nearly 70% of some of the country from the economy, and this comes from utilizing the talent,
Yes.
doing what you are strong and what you love.
Okay, what are the challenges that are facing the human resources management if we talk here in Egypt? What are the obstacles that you're facing?
This is very nice.
We're going to give you like 30 minutes for that.
Oh my God.
No, just kidding.
No, and I'll highlight outlines. I hope that you will not laugh. In order to manage people, you have to manage people with a love and affection. And it is a true word. And I lived in a multinational organization. It was a bank. And I lived when we were personnel department. And they converted, the business has been changed, and they converted the personnel to HR. They called me and they said, Nadia, you have done wonderful job in order to control and apply the law and etc. Now we want really to utilize, to start a new era of reaching to have a human capital. And the human capital, which is utilizing talent, developing, discover, utilize, develop. And they told me, my boss, he was in UK, and he told me, unfortunately, if you will not cope with that change, we will not be able to keep you. And from that, I was not feeling the word. When I have grown up and I start studying and etc., I found that these people really, it was in 90s. They know how to manage people. And this organization has really discovered a lot of talent people. They are holding very high positions in the country. So, unfortunately, number one, I don't feel that the boss has the spirit to work as a coach and not as a manager. And he has to understand that this is the requirement, because you are managing a human being who is under high stress, very competitive environment, and a lot of continuous change. So you cannot manage him with the same way you manage after the Industrial Revolution. You cannot. You have to understand his feeling, his environment, and etc. in order to motivate him. And when we hear the word of motivation, people, it's a science. It is not to motivate him to tap you, tell you, well done, and etc. No, motivate you is to discover your talent and utilize your talent. So I feel I am wanted, and I'll start having the self-actualization, the Maslow pyramids. This is the human beings. So this is what I need the manager to do. And I don't find a lot of managers, they believe in that. All of them, they are running for the day-to-day work, and they don't spend the time to understand their people and discover them and utilize them. We do a lot of assessment. And the culture, impact, they come to me. What are my area of weakness in order to have a training? Oh my God, it is not the recipe for your development. You have to come and tell me what are my area of strengths in order to develop you and give you a challenging assignment more. Challenge you till we will reach differentiation. And this is the main obstacles. So the main obstacles is the awareness
Of the management, yes.
of the management, the believing that they have to do different, and the line managers, and then the culture, the trust and confidence of the people,
Yes.
that they have something good.
Yes, and I think it's kind of missing this type of relation between an employee and his manager, where they have the respect and love relation. We would usually see this kind of like rivalry relation rather than the friendship or strong relation. In your opinion, how can we transform? Because this will make a huge difference when it comes to not only the private industries or companies, but also the government. In the government, it is very well known, it's very traditional, the levels of management and how it works and how the management is looked to be as an authority. They lead mainly by authority.
Yes.
And it has been there for ages. So in your opinion, in this era, because things is going really differently today everywhere, how can the government management transform? Because this will help also the country to transform.
This is from consultancy point of view. You have two ways in order to meet a change or achieve a change. The first classical way is gap analysis. See what are the obstacles and what are the problems and etc. and identify the area and start manage. And out of my experience as a consultant and as HR director, this way we have, since a long time we stopped doing it. Because everyone in the organization and everyone in the country knows very well what are our problems.
Yes.
So we are repeating, but with a different statistic, with a
That's
different
the point.
language.
Let's go to resolve immediately.
Absolutely. So the second, and it is a science, it's not an intervention, it is a science, that please identify where you go and take the whole team by mapping your people. The word of mapping, that I'll not find everyone in the organization talent. It's not.
It's not possible.
It's not possible. And the word of talent, that what I have, matching is of what the organization wants. I may have something match with other organization, right? So the mix and match is very important. This is the word of talent. When we say the talent for that organization, mix and match. And it is knowledge, skills, capabilities. So when I map, I have the goal, I map the people. Very simple. Who is giving me value added and who can give me differentiation? Do you think it is difficult? It is simple process. You will find among your team in the organization who can give you value added, who can give differentiation.
Do you think this could happen in government entities, having like a young 25 or 26 years old youth who runs a department, for example, and becomes a manager on top of like 40s and 50s, which is like logical if he has the capabilities and he's the best fit in terms of talent and the future.
Oh.
Do you think it's possible that we have this kind of transformation, knowing that there are prime ministers who are in 30s in a lot of countries now, and who are ladies?
This problem has been faced during end of the 90s, early 2000s, And at that time we faced, for the multinational organization, that the GM, it was a transformation, 35 years and very young. And you will find a lot of big organizations, they manage 1 year, 2 years, and then collapse. So there is, I do remember very one author has raised the flag, and he said, to manage people, do not depend only, we cannot say talent, and we take the young chap and put him in a very high position. We said, he's talented.
It doesn't work this way.
It does not work at all, and it
You
has
have to
been
develop
proven.
him. This is what you've said.
And it has been proven for an. And this guy, he said, you need to have the basic qualification, and you need to have the skills and experience.
Yes.
These two will allow you to do your job right from first time.
Well, Dr. Nadia, we unfortunately we ran out of time. Dr. Nadia Shafa, Human Resources Management, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much. I wish you a lot of luck. It's a very hot topic.
And it's very hot weather as well.
Yeah, but it was great insights and information. Thank you very much for being here with us.
Thank you very much. And now we're moving to a quick break, so please stay tuned.